All right. We are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling on the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about our first segment. We had our WWE NXT review. Now we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it, girl. All right, but before we do any of that, I want to remind you guys to hit up that super chat. Whether if you have a burning question to talk about, something you want to get off your chest, or maybe a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, here at the GSMC Sports Network, we are absolutely all ears, 1,010% of the time. Let's keep this conversation going, keep it lively, making sure it's the hot topic in the world of professional wrestling. Your voice is obviously all we care about. 1,010%. We love hearing from the fans, and to make sure you're just part of the mix. So don't be shy. Drop a comment, drop a question, maybe a criticism here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, but overall feedback is a gift. So don't be too scared to hit up the chat. It's gonna be awesome. And if you really, really, really want to make sure your comment or question gets read on air, why not use that super chat? It's that $ below that chat box. Send in your message. It's guaranteed to be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support our channel. Your super chats helps us keep the lights on and bring you even more awesome content, sports content, in this terms, professional wrestling content. So we are absolutely super 110% grateful for each and every one of you who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. You make all the difference. So thank you guys once again. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep this party living. You know what I mean? Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. Super awesome. And together we will make sure this show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And once again, if the super chat is not your thing, still you can hit up the GSMCpodcast.net. Hit up the tips and donations link at the GSMC, podcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Superman, punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. Once again, we do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. But obviously feedback is a gift. So I just want to hear you guys' voice. Just want to hear if you're enjoying it. Maybe some hot takes in terms of professional wrestling. You're like, whoa, maybe we can have a whole conversation, in terms of just ask me. Just ask me. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so it's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite is live. It's the last Dynamite before All Out. Live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the UWM Panther Arena. Should be pretty awesome. This is the obviously the go home show for AEW. Of course you have Rampage and you have Collision, which aren't doing too well in the ratings, but overall, Dynamite I feel like is their overall, kind of, steeple show. First and foremost, what's going to happen with Ricochet tonight? Ricochet, he had his debut on AEW, taking on Kyle Fletcher last week, and it was great. Overall, I feel like it did live up to the hype, but moving on to the storyline, maybe he kind of dabbled in a little bit of taking on the Blackpool Combat Club. Obviously, he wants to help out his buddy Will Ospreay. Maybe some way, somehow, maybe Wheeler Yuta or Orange Cassidy. No, not Orange Cassidy. Claudio Castagnoli. Maybe they get injured, or maybe somebody takes them out. They're like, oh no, who are we gonna have to fill in that other spot? And then of course you're gonna have Ricochet. That's where I would go with that. I feel like that'd be pretty badass. And we also have title matches. We have an AEW Women's World Title Championship match. We have the Glamour Mariah May taking on the Native Beast, Nyla Rose. Rose is in her first woman. She was the first ever woman to score 100 victories in AEW. And she actually hasn't challenged for the AEW Women's Championship since April 16th of 2022. Mariah May, she doesn't have an easy task ahead of her. A lot of people, it'd be kind of crazy to see her drop the belt tonight. Maybe Tony Storm finds a way to, kind of screw her over a little bit. I feel like that'd be pretty cool, but obviously, having such a short title reign would be, kind of blemish it a little bit. Although I would love, oh my God, kind of like when you saw Swerve Strickland drop the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Bryan Danielson, and all AEW creative was like, all right, cool, awesome. Now we can go absolutely nuts with this Hangman Adam Page, kind of angle here where him and Swerve get into it and it gets absolutely freaking nuts. And it would be kind of cool to kind of see that without the title kind of lingering over as like as a possible obligation So, I would be a huge fan of that. Mariah May, she's a talented superstar. I feel like if she loses the title, it's not going to really be such a big deal. Nyla Rose would definitely liven up the women's division on AEW. But is it going to happen? Probably not. Just wishful thinking, maybe. Trying to kind of muddy the waters a little bit, trying to get to something different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had Tony Storm hold on to that title for about like almost 200 days, and it was a good reign. All in all, it was a very good reign. But Mariah May comes in. She's pissed as hell. She wants to destroy Tony Storm limb by limb, but she's also holding the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, a Women's World Championship. If you have Nyla Rose win tonight, and she takes the strap off of Mariah May, then we could probably get like a couple of matches of hardcore, bloody, like because honestly at AEW All Out, do you want to see Mariah May kind of face anybody but Tony Storm? Being honest, I don't. I don't know. I would like to see them kind of run that back, to the point where it's kind of like she wins one, then she wins one, and then the other one gets the upper hand, and it's just all in all just this huge like brawl, kind of like the Bret Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels kind of feud they had in WWF would be pretty badass. But I don't know. I don't think she's gonna lose the title. Usually the titles, actually, no, I take that back. AEW's, they're pretty good in terms of randomly, shifting the title over on shows that like on Rampage, like on Collision, like on, live events and stuff like that. And, I just think it's going to be great. It's going to be great tonight. Next, we have an AEW Continental Championship match between Kazuchika Okada taking on Kyle Fletcher, the Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher needs to bounce back. He needs a huge bounce back match. He got basically demoralized by MJF. He lost to Ricochet in his debut. And I don't know, he just doesn't seem like he's the Kyle Fletcher that I started watching, but yeah, no, we should be pretty crazy. Kaz Okada has about a 168-day title reign of the AEW Continental Championship, obviously defeating Eddie Kingston when he got signed to AEW. Kyle Fletcher was the Ring of Honor television champion for about 196 days. Also his four-time tag team title reign, with Mark Davis between Ring of Honor, New Japan Professional Wrestling, and New Japan Professional Strong is something that something that you got to notice. You got to pay respect. Got to pay some respects. So it's not like Kyle Fletcher is just your average, ordinary kind of walk in the park here. I feel like he's gonna build. He's gonna get built back up. He's gonna get built back up. Just when you start a feud with somebody like MJF, like when AEW creative writers and be like, look, we need to make this main event very, prestigious, very like in your face. And we basically need to have MJF kind of just run absolute bonkers. And that's something that did happen. Like you saw him, being victimized inside the ring. He was busted open from ear to ear. You had Will Ospreay on his side. You also had Don Callis blame Will Ospreay. And it's going to get to the point where what is Kyle Fletcher going to do? Is he going to eventually move on from Don Callis, kind of like what Will Ospreay did? Will he get bounced out by Roosh or the Beast Mortos? I feel like he can stand on his own at this point. And, you do have allies in all the right places. Your best bro is Will Ospreay. Also, you have his friend Ricochet, who recently debuted in AEW last week on Dynamite. I feel like Kyle Fletcher, I think he needs to ditch the Don Callis family. I feel like that would be kind of perfect for him right now. Because right now, his story's not really going anywhere. Ever since he kind of lost that Ring of Honor Television Championship, he's kind of been on the skin. But he's talented. He's talented. Oh my God, he's talented. You can't help, whenever he's inside the ring, you can't help but to keep your eyes on him. Like their last week's match against Ricochet, it was a great match. Ran for about, ran more than 10 minutes. So Kyle Fletcher, I feel like has a lot, he has a lot of potential, a lot of promise moving forward. Next, we have Trios Combat. We have the AEW World Trios Champion, the Blackpool Combat Club of the Bastard Pack, teaming up with Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, going up against Will Ospreay and the Conglomeration, the team of Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed. I feel like this match is going to be a banger. You have a lot of people in this match that could, perform at a high physical level. I love the promo that you saw and Dynamite where the Bastard Pack is the number one contender for Will Ospreay's AEW International Championship. Right now, you kind of have MJF he's busy with Daniel Garcia, so I don't think that's really going to be much of an issue. But that reverse Frankensteiner, damn, that was crazy. I was surprised Will Ospreay didn't break his neck. That was insane. But I like really Yuta. I really honestly think he's going to be great. I like the Bastard Pack. I love Claudio Castagnoli in this match tonight. But you can never count out the conglomeration. You can never, ever, because Kyle O'Reilly, he's a switchblade. Orange Cassidy, he's, from whatever. I kind of like that. I kind of like how they do that. And Will Ospreay's just, he's the leader of the group as of right now. Will you see, Mark Briscoe cut a good promo this tonight on Dynamite? I definitely 1,010% hope so. So what's going to happen with this whole EVPs thing? Is it just going to keep hitting itself and diving inside the dirt? Right now, Matthew Nicholas Jackson, this I feel like the storyline isn't really working. What's going to happen between Jack Perry, with this whole Bryan Danielson kind of ordeal? It's all going to be solved live tonight on Dynamite in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So make sure you tune in to Dynamite. And yeah. All right, guys. So, hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our third segment. We have WWE's negative reaction over the Swerve Strickland contract. So, hey, do not go anywhere.